I'm here so I won't get fined.
You think you know sports? Well, you don't know. Well, you don't know Jack. The You Don't Know Jack Show starts now.
Happy New Year, everybody.
I think
Cut
they.
that out.
Yeah.
And welcome back to Jack.
Woo, baby.
It's
we
slipped.
are
Sorry.
back.
We're back, Jack.
And we've got, as you already heard, Jonah decided to join the show again, believe it or not.
As if I had a choice.
And Kyle Korver is the next NBA champ.
Yeah. Sweet. Moving on. NFL.
Coral Kyver. Oh.
FLN. LFN.
So today on the show, we're going to talk all four of the sports that we have as our sports that we talk about. Thing.
Yeah.
Should probably cut out that beginning there.
Yeah, I probably will.
Probably not a good thing.
Good thing we
to
have
keep.
the explicit tag on all our shows.
Yeah, just in case people are like, what? The show is supposed to be clean.
This is a G-rated show. No, it's not.
Not at all.
All right, so
So,
Bama and Clemson, the rematch. What do you think, Aaron? Did you expect that?
Aaron. I don't care about it. I'm a big Ohio State fan. I thought they had it. No. They got killed. That was bad. Not sure how that
they
happened.
are no longer living. Smalls violence.
That's pretty much how it was. They got beat as bad as Michigan State did in the playoffs last year by Alabama. And Connor Cook is starting in the NFL playoffs this year.
Yes, that is a thing. Believe it or not.
Not a good thing. But
Oh my gosh, this is he goes from starting a college football championship game or playoff game to starting an NFL playoff game the following year. Who would have thought? Definitely not me. So I kind of had Clemson for a while as the champion. I'm still picking Clemson. Jonah, who do you got, Bama or Clemson?
I'd say old Clemson.
With Watso.
I think Bama will do it again.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think Clemson's got it in him?
They won't get the revenge.
Were you shocked though that Ohio State didn't even score?
Yeah, they were kind of my pick to.
No. What? I thought that Clemson would win, maybe even by a couple scores, but
Washington got lucky to score
wow.
too. So did Iowa.
Washington was close for like a quarter. And,
So did Iowa.
oh,
Started that game with 2 picks and then nope.
Yeah.
So don't put your faith in Iowa.
So Joan and I got Clemson.
So glad C.J. Beathard's graduating.
He's gonna be a backup for like 3 years.
So we
in
got
NFL.
Joan and I got Clemson. Aaron's got Bama, and apparently Iowa sucks again. They lost to Florida after 2 wins in a row to end the season. C.J. Beathard looked like Fitzpatrick out there.
It was actually 3 wins in a row. Michigan, Illinois, and
Beathard.
Nebraska.
Yeah, Ryan Beathard.
He's got to be the worst quarterback. I mean, I don't know. I just can't. He was definitely overrated. I'll say that.
Yeah, and I think he played injured for probably most most of the year, though, too.
That was always his excuse, though. Well, not
Yeah.
his excuse, but
But I mean, like, even,
People's-
like right away in the when he took that hit at the goal line or whatever, when he was just close to getting in, it was like he got beat up really bad on that, and whatever injuries.
wish
he
they would
probably
have
had.
taken him out right there.
Yeah,
Overrated.
they should have and put Stanley in. Then maybe we win the game. Good, but Iowa had so many chances at the goal line and didn't get it in. It reminded me of the Vikings offense. Like, ugh.
It's like the Cowboys
People
last
wonder
year.
why I don't watch college football.
You don't watch football, period.
Well, like I said, I think I'm just gonna be an Iowa State fan. That way, I'm not like my hopes aren't like okay.
All right, Iowa State, Cleveland, Browns, 76ers.
I think I have more faith in the Sixers right now than the Hawkeyes.
Who's a bad baseball team?
The Twins.
Yeah, hey, there you go, the Twins. All right, woo!
Could have said the
Iowa-
Vikings for
Iowa
NFL
is
too.
like the Twins. Is what you're saying.
C.J. Beathard's going to the
So,
Vikings.
but the Vikings always get their fans' hopes up, and then all the habit just come crashing down.
And he was
Yeah.
naming like all these other teams to be the Falcons of last year, and it ended up being his favorite.
Yeah. I think the Broncos are gonna be the Falcons of this year.
Well, the Broncos. What was their record? Hey Siri,
I think they were 4-0.
what was the Broncos' record?
The Broncos are 9-7 right
9-7. So we predicted them to be 6-, or I did predict them to be
I
6-10.
predicted them to be 8-8,
But we were
and I
right
also predicted the
that they missed the playoffs.
Panthers to be 8-8 too.
Yeah, look at how well that went for
Yeah, I predicted.
I
Panthers
predicted
to
the
still
Falcons to
go.
win that division.
You did, and you were right.
Ha
you. Of course, you were right.
Fuck you guys.
I didn't
Whoa.
expect.
I was way off on the
I didn't
Jaguars somehow.
expect the Giants to do so well.
The
This year,
Colts
though.
came close-ish.
What happened to the
We were
Giants?
both right. Well, we were all right on the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I'm trying to go back
Where'd
and
the
think
Giants
of.
come from? That's what I want to
we
know.
had the
I
Raiders
picked-
winning that division.
yeah, they
and we
should
were
have.
all wrong.
Frickin'
Stupid
Carr.
got hurt.
I think we all. No, Aaron had the Bengals winning the AFC North.
There's
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that didn't go well.
And Joe and
Maybe
I
if
picked the
AJ
Steelers.
Green didn't get hurt.
But we all
There's
picked
that
the Bengals
picture-
to be in the playoffs, which
Yeah.
didn't happen
There's that
either.
picture saying that all the bad stuff that happened to the Raiders
Trying to
was
think.
after Steph Curry put on a
Trying to
Raiders
think by
jersey.
each division.
Yeah, that's funny.
I think we all picked the Patriots.
I think I picked Seattle to. Did I?
I think we might have picked the Cardinals.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
Cardinals really disappointed
And the
people.
Cowboys got right. Falcons I got right. I picked the Cardinals. That was way off. And I picked the Packers, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you picked the Packers. I picked the Packers as a wild card, and obviously, yeah.
I'm surprised the Lions, made it pretty far
That was
too.
supposed to be the Vikings.
I think I was gonna
in the
pick the
playoffs.
Vikings to win
Yeah.
it, but they had won it the previous year, so I was like, yeah, the Packers are.
But the Lions actually look
At
pretty
least
decent.
the
the
Vikings-
AFC, obviously, we all got the Patriots
over
right.
an average 8
Yeah.
team.
The Raiders.
We'll talk more about
picked,
picks towards the end of the show as well.
I picked the Jaguars. God, that was stupid.
So that is basically it, as we were already transitioning to NFL talk.
Trying to
from
think of
college
that
football.
last division. What's the division I'm missing? Oh yeah, the Bengals. Yeah, I picked the Bengals.
Bengals.
No, I thought I picked the Steelers.
No, because
Did
I
they?
remember
The
that.
Steelers? Yeah, they did win it.
Because I remember you were like, I don't know about the Steelers. this
No, I
year."
think I picked
Yeah.
the Steelers as a wild card.
I think, yeah. The Bengals.
No, I picked the Bengals because Bell was out the
The
first.
Bengals
Right.
are the Cardinals of the
Rams.
AFC, basically. They were supposed to be good, and they weren't.
Did the Ravens make the playoffs?
Nope.
No, they didn't.
Nope.
That's crazy.
The Ravens still finished better than the Bengals, though. So that is that's NFL talk, last part of it, but that's it for college football. Moving on to the NBA, Cavs beat the Warriors over the break that we had off the show, and
Yeah, they got to watch the
Kyrie-
first half of that.
Kyrie Clutch Irving.
I only watched the first half of that game. But
That was pretty good shot though. Again, another Warriors lead that they blew.
Yeah.
Surprise,
The Cavs
surprise.
Wasn't
pretty much
3-1
always
this time, though.
have what it takes, I think.
What?
The Cavs pretty much always have what it takes.
Are you surprised?
No.
That Are you surprised that they made the move for Korver?
Not really. I mean, they lost JR for a while, so
That's true.
I think
Always
he's
Gotta have
out.
some backup.
He's out for like 3 months, I think. He like broke his finger or
He's
something.
basically like JR, except probably not as good defensively.
And he's white.
So that's an immediate.
That's the elephant. That's the elephant in the room.
There's the elephant.
We found him.
Imagine if there was actually an elephant in your room. He'd be like, oh, he'd take up the size of my room. Huge.
Don't have any elephants, sorry. Just dog and cat.
Yeah, we got some dogs. You want some of those.
Oh, shoot. So what do you think the finals will be like if the Cavs and Warriors both get there, first of all? And then do you think it's
I
similar
don't think
to
the
last year?
Cavs and Warriors get there. I think it's the Sixers and the Kings. No.
You're an idiot.
I think it's the Cleveland Browns.
Do the
No,
Warriors make it though?
I don't think so. I think
I think
the
Cavs,
Rockets.
obviously.
Watch out for the Rockets. They are currently have the same. No, they have a game worse record than the Cavs do. The
Dang.
Rockets do. And James Harden is playing out of his mind.
Will
So-
He's
that
actually
continue,
playing.
though?
He's actually playing.
I don't
well.
know. Look out for the Rockets.
Are you
Although
saying he's playing defense?
the rest of their team kind of sucks, but look out for them. The Clippers, the Thunder. Look out for There's a few teams. Jazz can play good defense.
Obviously,
the
the
Blazers.
Spurs.
The Spurs.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't forget the Spurs.
I was getting to them. I wasn't. But
Clippers will choke, I think.
I think the Rockets always play the Warriors tough.
Rockets could make it
So-
tough,
That
but
could
I
come
think
down to that.
I don't think
the
they
Rockets
have
have enough
I
defenders
don't think they
to
have
take care
enough.
of Golden State. San Antonio,
They're
maybe.
still a piece away, but I think the Spurs could get in there.
But assuming it's Cleveland and Golden State, obviously you
There's
think
no
Cleveland
really
would win.
assuming it's Cleveland, unless injury. I mean, it's more like Cleveland against who?
Okay, so say it's Cleveland and Golden
No,
State
there's
again.
no say it's Cleveland.
It is
Cleveland. They're already there.
Yeah,
So
they're-
it's
they're there
Cleveland
already.
and let's
Yes.
say Golden State
There you
again.
go.
How do you see the finals panning
Knock
out?
on
Like,
wood.
obviously, you would say Cleveland wins, but how close? How many games?
What if it was just a clean sweep? They
I
just like
don't see that
humiliate
happening.
them.
Like last
It
year. I don't
really
see it
depends
happening either way.
on how
I
each
called that last year.
how
It was
each
awesome.
team is
did.
playing,
It's pretty awesome.
the matchups they have beforehand, how many games they go in those matchups before. Pretty much like last year. It depends on a lot of things. I think the Cavs would have an easier way, so they'd probably be more rested. And I think it'll actually probably be the Rockets and the Warriors in the finals, and not finals. I think the Rockets are too athletic for the Spurs, but that'll be a good series. And then
Yeah,
I
that
think
should
the
be.
Warriors will probably play the Clippers in like the second round or something.
Mm.
And the Clippers will beat themselves like they always do.
Yeah, I don't see that series going more than 6.
Or they'll play the Blazers in the second round. That'd be cool too. 'Cause the Blazers put up a good fight against them last year.
The Blazers beat the Timberwolves without Damian Lillard.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
They did just lose to the Warriors last night without Lillard, but only by like 8.
Yep.
So
So
I
who
don't
do
know.
you think would be in the Eastern Conference Finals other than the Cavs, of course?
The,
the
Cavs are there already.
Sixers. No, I think
Oh, no. Not the Sixers again.
Probably the Raptors.
Cavs
Probably the
against-
Raptors again. I don't see any
Cavs.
other team.
No Boston, no.
Maybe the
no,
Bulls, but right now they're at 500. So
yeah, they're at 5.
and Boston just never has enough. They play tough and they're well coached, but they never have enough firepower.
Mm-hmm.
Can the Cavs play the Cavs?
I think it'll probably be the Raptors again. They're the only team that has enough to, at least challenge the Cavs a little bit.
Yeah.
And Rosen and Lowry are playing really well.
If Indiana
this
had
year.
more pieces around Paul George, I'd say them, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't see Indiana being good again for a while.
they're hovering around 500.
Although they did almost beat the Raptors.
Yeah. Charlotte, anything?
I don't know about them. They're so inconsistent. Did they even make the playoffs last year?
Yeah, they did. I think they got beat.
Oh yeah,
pretty
they
early.
were. No, I thought they didn't make it last year.
I'm pretty sure they did because I remember seeing something on TV.
Oh, they played the Bulls, I think,
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. I think the Bulls. No, the Bulls didn't make it. What am I talking about?
Oh yeah.
No, they lost. I don't
Did
know.
they lose to the Raptors? Might have lost to the Raptors.
No, because the Raptors Sixers was the first series. The Raptors were 2 and the Sixers. The Pacers were 7th. The Raptors
Boston?
were 2nd. Boston played the Cavs. No,
Boston.
that
Or
was
was
2
it?
years ago.
Indiana.
Okay, so it was Cavs.
Oh, it was the Heat.
Yep,
the Heat.
I remember watching that now.
I remember that.
Yeah,
now.
because they really only had Kemba playing well.
Yeah.
And that was, D-Wade's last year. Now the Heat are not good.
So what team do you think that is maybe in the playoff hunt right now that might be shocking? What do you
Oh, the
think?
Cavs played Detroit. Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
even in. They're like the 11th seed right now.
What team do you think will miss the playoffs that would surprise most people?
It's about the same now as it was last year. I think Detroit missing would surprise me because I thought they were on the up and up. Still like a 7th or 8th seed or whatever, but I didn't think they were 11th or 12th seed. They're
Get
like
this.
5 games below frickin' 500 right now.
Sacramento is the 8th seed right now.
Yeah. The Pelicans aren't much farther behind them, I don't
The
think.
Pelicans are 2 games back from them. The Nuggets are a
Oh,
game
it's
back. And Portland's a game back.
Okay, hold on.
It's like, oh my gosh.
They're really good.
Teams that
They're-
didn't make it that I'd be surprised on. I'd be surprised that the Wizards don't make it again.
The Wizards, yeah, the Wizards are
Disappointing. Or
right
the
now
Knicks, they
just
spent a lot of
game
money.
back.
The Knicks spent a lot of money.
Yeah,
Detroit made it last year. And they're
Miami made it
4
last year.
games
Obviously,
below
they're
500.
terrible.
Well, yeah. I'm not surprised at that because they don't have Wade.
Thought maybe the Magic had a chance to make
I'd
it.
be surprised if the Bulls don't make it. Right now they're the 8th seed, just
Rondo
above
hasn't
the
been playing
Wizards.
very much, though.
I'd be surprised if Indiana didn't make it with Paul George. I'd be surprised if Milwaukee doesn't make it. They're playing well this year.
What's a team from that conference you don't think that will make it, though? That maybe should
That's
make it.
in it right now.
Yeah.
I think the Hornets won't make it. They're 3 games above 500 right now.
5th seed currently.
Yeah, I don't see them
Think
making
they
it.
keep dropping?
Yeah.
Well, and they're a team that normally starts getting people hurt, too. So, I mean, if you
I don't
get
think they
another
have enough firepower to.
Jeremy Lamb.
I think Washington.
Bellinelli!
I think right now
Batum.
Charlotte falls out and Washington finds a way in.
Okay.
And Detroit misses, which is kind of shocking because I thought they were getting better. I think
Yeah.
Orlando actually gets pretty close.
Has Reggie been not playing so well this year?
I don't know. I think in the West, though, Utah at the 5th seed. That's pretty shocking.
Reggie, 16
I'd be
points a
surprised
game.
if Sacramento made it. I don't think they're going to hold on. I think Portland's
No.
going to start catching fire with Lillard. They're at the
Yeah.
9th seed. They're right behind Sacramento. I think New Orleans will catch up with Anthony Davis. Lakers have been playing well, but
They're not going to make it, no.
Minnesota is very
The
disappointing.
Wolves have been awful. Ugh.
I think Sacramento drops out and Portland gets
Barely beat, or no, they lost to the Sixers. And the Sixers actually
in. And
are bad.
I think Portland gets in,
Believe it or not.
and I think Denver and the Pelicans make a run for that 8th seed, but I think Portland probably gets it.
Yeah.
Or maybe even higher than that.
Sacramento
So they've been playing
is just
without
going
Lillard.
to start dropping. You think Denver has a chance to make it in there?
Yeah, they're actually, I don't know.
They're 14 and 21, but I mean,
I don't know.
they are last. They are 5.
They don't really
5.
have anybody. That's why I'm like so confused with people saying like Denver's pretty good. It's like, who do they have?
Fareed,
Gallinari, but I don't know. It's weird.
Jokic and Nurkic are both pretty good young centers. Our power forward one, I think, plays power forward.
Yeah, Toronto's the only team I can see in the East doing anything besides the Cavs.
And Fareed's actually hurt right now.
In the West, you got Golden State, the Spurs, Houston, the Clippers, the Jazz, Oklahoma City. Can't believe Sacramento's the 8th seed. What the hell? Look at the Mavericks. Jeez.
That's gonna change soon.
The Mavericks are a disaster. The Lakers are better than the Mavericks right now.
Yeah, the Mavs.
Yeah, I think
Why did Dirk come back? Did he?
I think the Wizards make it just because of John Wall, and I think Charlotte doesn't. In the West, I think Sacramento doesn't, and Portland does. If, this is all barring injury, but, if Westbrook were to get hurt, Oklahoma City would be screwed.
Jonah, I want one bold prediction from you for the NBA playoffs.
Who would go into the playoffs?
Who goes to the playoffs? Who goes to the finals? Who gives a team a run for their money or something?
Just say something.
I'm going to say
Oh, God, here we go.
it's going to be Cavs and Spurs in the finals. No, screw you. Okay, what?
Cavs Spurs finals. Whoa!
That's my prediction.
My bold prediction is Cavs Rocket. No, I can't say it. No, I think I'm going to go with Jonas.
I've been right about other stuff in the NBA that
I'm going to say,
I
but this
shouldn't
is
shouldn't have called. But it
going
happened.
to say this is probably not bold, but I'm going to say the Warriors, Cavs again, and
Lame.
Steph.
That's
is
more like a
going-
lame prediction.
Steph is going to win MVP of the finals.
That's gonna be. That's like
Okay, that is
That's like
pretty
the
bold. 'Cause
stock.
that's definitely not
that's
going to
the
happen.
stock version. You're basically saying what everybody else wants to
There'll
happen.
be, but hey, what the Steph wins the MVP? That might be pretty bold. So.
Could be.
So that is NBA. We will come back, and when we come back, we will talk NFL and then college hoops, and then we'll wrap up the show with NFL picks. Back after this.
Heading to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Baltimore, New York, London, or anywhere in the world and need a rent-a-car? Well, check out CarRental8.com, where you'll find the same car for less money. CarRental8.com sells all the brands like Dollar, Thrifty, Budget, Avis, Hertz, Alamo, Europcar, and so much more at affordable rates. We'll beat any price by a minimum of 30%. So check us out online at CarRental8.com or call us at 1-813-343-8138. That's 1-813-343-8138.
Use the promo JACKSHOW5, that's JACSHOW5, to get 5% off your next car rental. Use all capital letters when you type in the promo code. Now back to the show. And welcome back to the You Don't Know Jack Show with Jonah, Aaron, and Carson. And now we'll talk about the 4 teams that don't play on Wild Card Weekend, starting with the Dallas Cowboys.
Can they just play anyway? Like,
Yeah, can they just play like a normal like Cleveland Browns game or something? Can they not rest, like, so they can keep their momentum up?
The other 3 teams is
How that works?
with a bye, the Patriots, Falcons, and Chiefs. Aaron, will the bye hurt the Cowboy rookies?
I don't know. That could go both ways. It could help him or hurt him. I mean, you got the rust factor, but then you got the rest.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think for them it'll help them just because it's a long season.
Yeah.
And
I
you
say
wanna get rest. I don't think they'll be rusty. I mean,
yeah.
Zeke didn't even play the preseason.
I think it'd help more than hurt.
I think when you're young, it's different. Like, you don't get rusty when you're
Yeah.
young.
But
you don't need the rest
you
as much
do-
either. So it's
you
like,
do need to you do need to give them that
I kind of hate the whole bye thing. I do like the home field advantage, but I don't know.
You do have to give them a break sometimes. Like, I mean, they're not superheroes. You can't just keep playing them and then expect them to do well.
I think it's.
So
I think
it's gonna help.
I don't think it helps or hurts.
Yeah, I don't know. These guys have kept it up pretty much all season, so I mean that we were all kind of expecting. I mean, Dak kind of had those 2 games against the Vikings and Giants where he didn't play so well, but then he rebounded.
Those
the
are
next
tough
week.
games, though. I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah, he played well
the
against
Giants
Tampa
obviously
Bay.
are a division game, and the Vikings have a pretty decent defense. So I mean, it's tough to play those games.
Top 5 in most statistics there, so yeah, they're pretty good defense. And the Giants have been pretty good. Really the difference between the Vikings and the Giants has been the offense, the consistency of offense, and that's why the Vikings missed the playoffs. They didn't have enough consistent offensive play.
So sad.
And we'll talk more about.
Oh, the Vikings are garbage. It's so
We'll
fun.
talk more about the Vikings in the offseason.
It's so foony.
Foony?
The fact that they had such a great defense and nothing.
Yeah,
really
that defense
showed
is
for it,
wasted.
Yeah.
pretty much.
I think the rookies maybe will lose a little momentum to start the game, but I think once
they get
Zeke gets going, I think Dak will feed off that, and that defense. I don't think, like I said before, I don't think that defense is really that good, but I think when you feed off the energy the offense provides, I think it becomes that much better. And I think if you look at the Cowboys defense, just as a normal defense, I think they're probably 15th, middle of the pack type of defense.
Mm-hmm.
But when that offense gives them the momentum and goes and scores and does all the things they do,
they feed off that.
They feed off that energy, and that makes them almost a top 10 type defense.
For defense like them, they're not overly good or overly bad. So they pretty much use the offense. Like most defenses that are really good don't need the offense to feed off of.
Right.
So yeah.
So Who is the dark horse in the playoffs?
I'm not sure what that means.
Dark horse meaning like flying under the radar, somebody you wouldn't think about.
I would say
Here's the playoff teams before you say that. Raiders, Texans, Lions, Seahawks, Dolphins, Steelers, Giants, Packers, Cowboys, Patriots, Falcons, Chiefs.
I'm gonna say the Lions.
Lions?
Yeah, I mean they've been
Dark
playing-
horse?
They've been playing. They've been playing pretty well,
Yeah.
so far. So I mean, I think they might be the team to be reckoned with.
Yeah. It's going to be tough going to Seattle, though.
Yeah, if they win that game, then they will definitely, have my vote.
Mm-hmm.
That game would be tough.
They really have struggled the last two games.
I don't think the Lions are the dark horse. I think they'll, I don't
What are
know.
you gonna say? The Raiders?
For each conference,
You can say the Raiders.
I'd say the Chiefs for the AFC
Yep.
and the Falcons for the NFC. Because nobody's talking about the Falcons.
Even though they had a pretty decent year.
They're all like,
year.
oh, Packers, Giants, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are definitely the dark horse in the AFC, even though they got a bye.
Yeah, because everybody's like Patriots, Steelers, and then here the Chiefs are. They're like, oh.
Yeah, the Chiefs actually made it a race.
I don't know if it's really a dark horse, but as much as I don't like to say it, I think the Giants could be a dark horse in the NFC.
I just don't see
They've
it.
been playing pretty decently, dude.
Because their defense is for real. As much as we've said that it's not that good through the course of the season,
See,
it's pretty darn
This is
good.
this is basically how it should go, like every year. Like, when the Cowboys went 8-8 all those times, it was the Giants that they would have to worry about, not the Eagles.
Well,
Now
and
the
the
Eagles
thing,
are down there, and the Giants are actually putting up a fight.
the thing with the Giants too is you've got Eli Manning, who's been to the playoffs multiple times. He's been to the Super Bowl twice and won it twice. He's got the experience, and that throw that he made against the Redskins last weekend to win that game, basically, that was a really good throw to some no-name receiver. That made me think that, oh boy, he's gearing up for the playoffs here. And that's not going to be good because, well, I think it'll be good for when they beat the Packers on Sunday, but I don't know. I'm just very leery because I think if the Giants win one game, I think they could go on that run like they have in the past, but I don't know. As much as I hate to say it, the Giants look like they could be scary right now. Cold weather games and that defense and a quarterback who's been there before, that's pretty scary to me.
They're not going to beat the Packers.
I think they will. They've had great history at Lambeau Field in the playoffs, and Eli Manning is 7-1 on the road in the playoffs.
If you go back to that game, the Packers-Giants, the beginning of the year, that was when the Packers were struggling.
Well, the Giants were kind of struggling at that point too.
I
think
think
every
that
team-
when
I think
both
that's the
teams were
problem with the
struggling.
Giants is because their offense just doesn't have enough. I mean, they
Well,
have
it's gonna-
enough, but they don't know how to use
It's
it,
going to
think
come
they've
down
been-
to
and they don't have a running game, a
Like-
consistent one.
Well, I was just going to say, I think they've been picking it
Well,
up recently.
neither do the Packers,
I think
but
their
they have Ty
defense-
Montgomery at least.
I think the Packers and Giants
He's
are.
severely overrated. Had one
I think
good
the
game
Packers
against the
and
Bears.
Giants are.
I'd take Ty
pretty
Montgomery
similar.
over anybody the Giants
I
have.
think they're similar. They don't
Probably,
have
but-
much of a run game. Their defenses are pretty much the same.
They're both going to rely on their quarterback.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to who throws.
And
the better
my
game.
money's on the Giants because the Giants' defense is markedly better than the Packers' defense. They've got probably a better
well,
pass
yeah.
rush,
I mean,
and they've
both
got a
healthy,
better-
maybe.
and they've
it's
got a
different
better
story, but-
secondary by far, I think. So I think Giants will win that game, as we'll get to picks here in a little bit. But so yeah, that's dark horse. Over under 32 points total in the Raiders Texans game is it's Osweiler and it's going to be Connor Cook. What do you think, Aaron? Over under 32 total points in that game.
No. It's gonna be like 6-3.
Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty.
gonna be
ESPN
horrible.
does not have a good game.
How much you want to bet that it's just gonna be like crazy offense, like all game?
I would be shocked.
That'd be incredible to watch. What if it turns out to be like the 59-60 Giants Saints game last year?
That would be crazy.
That'd be nuts.
I'm gonna say.
I'd say under. Obviously.
I'm gonna say something like 17-13,
Yeah.
which would be like right at 30.
So
Yeah.
32 points overall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna be low
I'd say
scoring.
like,
I'll take the
I'd say
under.
like 14 to like 7 or something like not.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Unless Connor Cook like
It's gonna be
rises
defensive for sure.
and becomes really good.
becomes
all of a
Derek
sudden.
Carr.
Yeah.
He's just gonna be Derek Carr.
And that is a shame, though. Derek Carr, I think with Derek Carr, the Raiders are potentially Super Bowl bound, honestly.
Yeah,
Without Derek Carr, they
really
could
had
very
what
well lose this game. I don't think they will.
They really
but-
had what it took when they had Carr, but
Yep. Yep.
anyhow,
All right, so we'll move on to college hoops right after this.
Hey listeners, don't forget to find You Don't Know Jack Show on Facebook at facebook.com/You Don't Know Jack Show, Twitter at twitter.com/Don't Know Jack Show, and Instagram at instagram.com/You Don't Know Jack Show. You can also follow Carson on Twitter at Radio Ruben. Now back to the show.
And welcome back, and we'll take a look now at college hoops, talking a little bit of Duke basketball for the old Aaron over here.
Please no. They're sucking it again this year.
Oh, they're 13-2.
Yeah. Lost to Virginia Tech.
They did win their last game though against somebody. Can't remember who it was, but Grayson Allen. I think it was Georgia Tech actually that they just played. Something like that. They beat them, and Grayson Allen made his return. In his return, he had 15 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. So that was his third tripping incident. Aaron, do you think one game was enough?
Yes, because they need him.
they're like, please,
No.
please for the love of
Like,
God.
realistically, no. But they do need him, so fuck it.
I think it should have been 3 games since he had 3 incidences. I think that would have been kind of fitting. 3 games, 3 trips, you're done. All right. What do you think there, Jonah? Was the 1 game suspension enough?
I guess it would be, yeah.
He's had 3 incidences.
It's not enough, but at the same time, I don't care. So it's like, nope,
Yeah.
need him, so.
Jonah,
Yeah, I don't.
you think
really-
it's enough?
I don't have much of an opinion.
Well,
on
they said he was suspended indefinitely. It's like,
Oh.
okay, he's going to be gone for a while, and then it's like 1 game.
Nah.
Hey, how's it going, Derek Grayson?
Yeah, I don't think 1 game was enough then. If that's the case, I mean,
Indefinitely. All right. So, Aaron, what do you think? Is Duke going to go to the Elite Eight this year, or do you think they're going to be gone pretty quick?
Probably Final Four. There's really no.
Jeez.
There's really no competition nowadays. It's like
Go from
I don't know.
Duke's pretty bad this year. All
They're-
right, we're
college
going Final
basketball is
Four.
losing a lot of its spunk, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, it kind of is.
I don't know. I haven't even watched a game yet this year, but once the tournament starts, I'll kind of look up some players and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's not much to talk about yet because it's kind of, But it is good to once in a while catch a game when they're going on. I think maybe Duke goes to, for sure, the Elite Eight, maybe Final Four. It just depends on who's good at the end. Villanova's looked pretty good so far this year. Louisville just got a big win. Teams like that, you know, the same old teams are probably going to be there in the end. You know, the Louisvilles, the Kentuckys, and the Dukes, and the
Iowas.
Iowa could make the tourney. Are they bad this year?
probably really
They are 9-6, I think, something like that. Yeah, they're not having the best of years. They're going to overtime with Nebraska right now. Let me
Overtime.
take a look at it. No, not that one. Iowa, yeah, 9-6. They've
Ugh.
had some big wins. Against Iowa State was one big win.
Ugh.
They got a win against Michigan.
Ugh.
Got kicked in the butt by Purdue.
Ugh.
Beat Northern Iowa, which I thought was surprising, even though Northern Iowa is pretty bad this year.
Ugh.
Earlier in the year, they beat somebody. Yeah, nobody too impressive there. Yeah, not seeing much. And Iowa's really young, other than Peter Jock, who's back. He's a senior, obviously. Oh, and Akram Wadley, we forgot to say, is coming back for his senior season for Hawkeyes football team. But yeah, other than Peter Jock, they've got a really young team. So they could make it to the tournament at least, but they're going to have to start playing quite a bit better. So
You kind of wonder, like, who would they, like, get, you know, for, like, a quarterback? You know?
Well, they're going to probably start Stanley next year, who's been on the bench. And
Oof.
he's a 4-star recruit coming out of high school, though. So.
Ooh. So what you're saying is he probably should have been started a while ago.
Yeah, that's very true.
Maybe it's not a good idea to keep Etherton.
But we are Iowa. No, wait a minute. This is everybody. We just like to roll with the senior. We don't want to put in the good player. Why would we do that? That's just not a good
it's like
idea.
it'd be like the Cowboys having Prescott and, you know, starting Sanchez all year. Like you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
In any circumstance.
Yeah.
Ever.
So yeah, Iowa's had some good wins, but also has had some bad losses. So yeah, we'll see how far they can go. We'll have to keep an eye on the tournament as it comes along. Yeah. So we will take a break, and we will be back for NFL picks right after this.
Do you like shopping on Amazon? Well, now you can do it by helping the show at the same time. Go to the website youdon'tknowjackshow.com and click on any of the Amazon links, and then you can bookmark it. And every time you shop on Amazon, click the bookmark. It's the easiest way to support us without any extra cost to you. Now back to the show.
Welcome back. And now, your picks.
Of the year.
And we're starting with the first wild card game. Aaron, who you got? Raiders, Texans in Houston.
Texans. Their defense will carry them.
Oof. Joe?
I'd say
In Houston, too? Yeah.
I'd say Radies.
Oh, maybe I should look up the Vegas line.
It'll be a, you know, hard fought game, obviously. It'll be very defensive, but
17-13.
I say Raiders.
Raiders, because, well, Houston's favored by 3.5, but I just cannot trust Brock Osweiler. I just can't. I honestly will trust Connor Cook over Brock Osweiler right now. I don't think, unless Brock Osweiler comes with fire underneath his rear end, but I just think Connor Cook is going to do enough, and behind Latavius Murray and maybe Cooper or Crabtree makes a big play, and I think the Raiders get the win.
I mean, if you think about it, I'm sure Carr has taught Cook some stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, who taught Osweiler anything? I mean, think about it. He's been a backup pretty much.
Well,
his,
Manning. I mean, Manning probably taught him some stuff, but apparently not enough.
Yeah, because he's. I mean, didn't he do
he's
decently?
A dumpster fire.
Yeah,
he was 5-2, I think, as the Broncos starter last year.
And then
when Manning was
nothing else,
quote unquote hurt, and I guess he was actually hurt with the plantar fascia or whatever. But I honestly, Gary Kubiak also retired. By the way, we didn't mention that he retired. Randy Gregory's been suspended for a year now by the NFL. Chargers interview Mike Smith for a head coaching job. By the way,
maybe he'll be suspended for a season, and they'll be like, "All right, just one game."
Yeah, I think. I think Osweiler did okay, but Manning. People do not give Peyton Manning enough credit for that Super Bowl last year, because look at that basically same roster this year with Trevor Siemian. They didn't even make the playoffs.
I could have told you, Trevor.
But I mean,
they're gonna work out.
But I mean, come on. I mean, you lose two or three defensive players. Your defense is still top 3, if not the best, and that's all you can do. So Manning did a lot of things with his mind, even though he maybe wasn't there all physically.
Yeah, for most teams, it does come down to quarterback play.
You've got to do enough. At least
Simeon is just not,
and he can't do enough.
Quarterback.
No.
I get your point about not trusting Osweiler, but their defense, and it's at Houston.
Now, if there's J.J. Watt playing, then I would probably take Houston. Yeah. Honestly, I think he is that big of a difference.
Exactly.
He's a difference in
but
winning and
Derek
losing.
Carr's that big of a difference, too.
Yeah, that's true.
And the Texans have made the playoffs primarily playing Osweiler.
Yeah.
Although he hasn't helped them or anything.
But it is the worst division in
pretty
football,
much been
too.
their defense that have carried them this far.
It's also the worst division in football.
If the Texans do win, it will be because of their defense.
Yeah.
It won't be any offense.
So, Aaron's got Houston. We've got the Raiders. Detroit at Seattle.
This is probably going to be the hardest game and the closest game.
Seattle is favored by
ever.
8. By Vegas.
This will probably be the biggest game Stafford would ever have to play, just because of how tough.
Oh, Vegas said, by the way, too, 37 points
how
total for the
Seahawks will be.
Oakland-Houston game. It's gonna be less than 37. I went 32.
I say Lions by 1. It's gonna be
Lions by 1. What kind of a score?
Tough.
21-20?
Yeah, it's gonna be a really tough game for the Lions, but I think Stafford will, play his heart out really.
43.5 is the total points that they're
game.
predicting between Detroit and Seattle by 8. I am going to take the points, and I'm going to take Seattle 28-20.
If there was ever a game to watch in the playoffs, I'd probably say this one.
I think this could be either a really good game or I think it's a Seattle blowout. I don't think Detroit blows out Seattle. I think Seattle, even though they've struggled towards the end of the season and stuff, I just think their playoff experience, Pete Carroll's a much better coach than Jim Caldwell. And Detroit still should not have made the playoffs, by the way, 9-7. I said they would finish at 500, maybe a little below, maybe a little over. I think they're a pretender. I still think they're a pretender. So they better not win.
I think they have somewhat of what it takes. So
28-20 is my score. Jonah said 21-20. Well,
it's probably my underdog pick of the old wild card. Actually, I have two. Never mind.
And Aaron, what do you got? Detroit, Seattle.
Um,
I think all mine are going to be
Seattle.
Are going to be underdogs.
What do you got for a score?
82 to no. 2017.
2017. That's the new year. All right.
I'm going to pick all underdogs for the wild card.
All right.
Because I picked the Raiders.
So those were the Saturday games. You can catch the Houston-Oakland game on ESPN at 3:35. 7:15, the NBC game, Detroit and Seattle. And then Sunday,
Dolphins.
Miami at Pittsburgh. And Iowa just won against Nebraska 83. No, never mind. I lied. They're going to second overtime. You're picking Miami with Matt Moore?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
Probably the worst pick in the
Pittsburgh's
world.
favored by 10. That 12:05 game on CBS.
Dolphins. The Dolphins pretty much came out of nowhere.
I picked Pittsburgh 27-17. Aaron, what do you got?
You picked the Dolphins? You're an idiot.
Yeah.
What do you think the score is going to be?
Oh.
Steelers.
I'd say by one.
Steelers 35. Dolphins 21.
Okay. Can live with that. Jonah? Why? What? 1 point again? Why?
I don't know. I'm feeling it.
What is with your obsession in 1 point?
I'm feeling it.
So what, give us an actual score, 17-16, 27-28? What do you think?
I'd say 27-28.
Okay. All right, both the sensible people picked Pittsburgh, and Jonah picked Miami.
You guys are gonna be red in the face when you see I'm right. Whatever.
All right, there's a bold prediction from Jonah again.
Whatever.
And the final game of
Giants.
Wild Card Weekend, Giants and Packers, 3:40 on Fox. Packers favored by 4.5.
Giants.
Joe Buck will just feast over Aaron Rodgers. Between him, John Gruden, and Chris Collinsworth, I don't know who loves Aaron Rodgers the most.
Or who hates on the Cowboys the most? That's a tough one.
It's definitely Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
All right.
He hates him so much. All right, Giants.
All right. Jonah's got the Giants. What the score, Jonah?
I'd say 28-21.
28-21 Giants.
Yep.
Packers 24-17.
Oof.
Oh, jeez.
I don't like it. I got the Giants 23. Wait, let's see. I actually predicted a score to one of my friends. Let's see, what did I predict? I'm going to roll with that pick if I can find it back here a minute. 27-25 was my prediction.
Oh, God.
27-25 Giants.
For sure.
Crosby misses the game-winning field goal wide right, the opposite of Blair Walsh.
If you're right, I'm going to knock down your door and slap you in the face.
Fire Crosby. Okay. So,
Yeah. Knowing your luck, you'd probably actually get that right somehow. Like you would you'd be watching it and you just see the ball.
Oh
like,
man,
slowly
I
go,
would just.
go to the right.
I would celebrate until next season.
Be like, yeah, I did it.
So
jinxed it.
again, to review our picks, Jonah somehow, or no, wait, never mind. Jonah and I went with Oakland over Houston. Aaron took the
I
Houston.
picked all the underdogs.
No, you didn't.
Who didn't I?
Oh wait, you did.
Yeah,
Doggone it. All the home teams are favored though, so.
I don't care.
Jonah went all away teams. He picked
Underdogs.
Detroit. Aaron and I picked Seattle, Miami. Jonah picked. Still can't believe it.
Nope.
And Aaron and I went Pittsburgh. Jonah and I went Giants, and Aaron went Packers. So I went 2 away teams, 2 home. Jonah went all away. Aaron went all home teams.
all the way home.
So that is going to do it. We hope you all enjoy Wild Card Weekend, and the national championship game is on Monday. We hope you all have a wonderful 2017, and we will.
We will absolutely have an amazing.
No.
All right.
We might.
We
No.
wish you a Merry Christmas. No.
No, we're not.
It's too late for that, or too early, depending
I
on
wish
how you look
myself
at
a
it.
merry death.
A deafness.
All right, well, for Jonah, Aaron, and Carson, you can follow me on Twitter at Radio Ruben, and you can like the show on Facebook, follow the show on Twitter and Instagram. This has been the You Don't Know Jack Show with Jonah, Aaron, and Carson. For all of us, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the You Don't Know Jack Show with Jonah, Aaron, and Carson. If you want to read articles, get more information, or have questions about the show, go to our website, youdon'tknowjackshow.com. You can subscribe and listen to the show on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio.
I'm here so I won't get fined.